fantastic. You know, I don't really know that much about the rainforest, you know, and I hate to be didactic and beat a dead horse and everything, so I mean, do you know anything about the rainforest? Are you serious? Yeah, I mean...
Sandra, you mean you didn't hear my earnest and heartfelt speech at the beginning of the evening?
No, honey, I'm sorry, I was getting ready.
Oh, he's not making money.
Oh, the bitch is cold, funky cold Medina. No, really, we know have a good time at each other's expenses. You know.
And Pepsi.
And the Cowboys. And the Prince's Trust.
Wait. And Reverend Wildman.
And Sean.
Sandy. You said. You promised. You bitch.
Madonna. Over the last decade, she has developed from naive starlet into an international superstar. To begin with, she was happy with the pop stardom achieved by the series of disco dance hits, written and produced by others. But as her career has developed, Madonna has taken more and more control over her own destiny. Under self-management, her shows have become so much more than little provocative dance routines, and these days look like full theatrical stage productions. Maybe this reflects her desire to be recognized as a credible artist. She already has the fame, fortune, and fans of a successful pop star, but feels the need for something more, a recognition of her own artistic expression. It is always a problem with stardom on such a big scale as Madonna's. The real person behind the image gets swamped by the media hype and the Hollywood glitz. The public like to think that they know her, and the media like to distort her image to fit that frame. The Madonna of her stage shows and videos is an act. Maybe that should be Madonnas, plural, as she changes her image so often, reinventing her public persona for each project. The press are always hungry for gossip and hearsay about the private lives of the superstars. But how can the public determine just what is true? How can we sort out fact from fiction? Only Madonna herself can reveal the truth behind her artificial image, and the only way we get to hear that truth is through interviews given to the media. On Madonna Intimate Interviews, you will hear for the first time rare interviews granted by Madonna.
Dropped me off in Times Square. Anyway, I was completely awestruck. And 10 years later, I'm standing in the middle of Times Square looking at all the people. They see me and my movie, and I'm completely awestruck. Thank you for coming, and I hope you love the movie.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Did you know there's a director in your lobby? The funny film director?
Don't follow us. Don't touch me. Now, could you please leave the lobby, sir?
Apart from adding films to her artistic repertoire, Madonna has also turned her talents to the stage. Her first Broadway appearance was in the critically acclaimed play Speed the Plough, written by award-winning playwright David Mamet. Madonna's co-stars were Ron Silver, who recently appeared with Jamie Lee Curtis in Blue Steel, and Joe Mantegna, who starred in David Mamet's House of Cards, and also in Francis Ford Coppola's mafia epic, The Godfather Part 3.
Trespassing, buddy, out of the gateway. What am I private property?
Please. Thanks so much. You're very sweet. Don't even try it.
Sushi! Madonna! Madonna, yay! I got a pose. Melissa, yay! You're so happy. Sushi!
Madonna, your only body of evidence. I hear it's more raunchy than Basic Instinct.
I just want to do a really good job playing this role. But I think that I always try to have a sense of humor about the things that I do. So, and the reason I'm doing this movie is because it's a great movie. It's a great part for me, and I mean, there's no like strange, like manipulative thing going on here, like, oh God, I'm gonna get this role now, and now everyone's gonna take me seriously. That's not, I'm not even thinking about that. There hadn't been a lot of sexuality explored in the script. I'm sure that I would have taken it anyways.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character? What is she like?
Well, I suppose she's a bit of an outsider in a small town, and so I think she never quite feels that she is part of the community. What else? She owns a gallery, and she likes to wear Chanel. That's all.
Madonna, your career has come a long way since that black and white documentary thing where they find an egg on your stomach.
Oh, God. Don't remind me.
The critics keep sniping at you. Do you feel like maybe this movie might change that a little bit?
What do you mean the critics keep sniping on me? Which critics, too, by the way? Are you talking about music or film or what?
You name it. It seems like people like to say nasty things about you.
Well, I think people like to say nice things about me, too. But I know that a lot of the things that I do arouse a lot of controversy, and so I think that upsetting people sort of falls in line with that.
Do you feel like your involvement in this film, is there some concern that it might overshadow the film itself?
My involvement in the film? No. No, I think it's a really good part for me to play, and I think that well, I hope that it doesn't. I mean, we'll see. We'll see after we shoot it.
How's the billing in the movie? Are you billed as number one? Top billing?
I think me and Willem are the same. Yeah.
Yes. Madonna, I wanted to ask you to talk a little bit about the difference between acting and the difference between performing, musical performing that you do.
Well, I think in music that you pretty much get the chance to celebrate yourself as much as possible. And in film, you have to celebrate other people. I mean, you have to, it's much more of a case of, you know, trying to get rid of who you are and disappearing and becoming another character, whereas in music, you really concentrate on who you are.
Do you think you're going to find Portland boring, or?
I didn't say it was boring. Kurt Loder said it was boring. I said that I felt isolated because we were in a really small town in the South, and we were just surrounded by cornfields. So.
One of the early things that came out was that you felt, or someone, whoever was the press people, said that you wanted to come to Portland because you didn't think you'd be as recognized here. And I guess some stations went out and were on a Madonna hunt.
I didn't choose this location, so and I never said that.
Why do you think you've had so much success?
Because I work hard. The things that I do arouse a lot of controversy. I just want to do a really good job playing this role.
There's a hot rumor going around the street, man. Sean Penn might show up. Well, here's the deal. Sean jail early today, and they say that he's supposed to be filming.
With a name like Madonna, she had to succeed. Her real name, Madonna Louise Ciccone, was born on August 16, 1959, in Rochester, an area of Detroit in Michigan. Her talent was first directed into learning piano, though quickly diverted to stage and dance in amateur productions at the Rochester Adams High School. She won a scholarship to the University of Michigan, where she studied ballet and performing arts, but left with the encouragement of her dance teacher to attend the University of North Carolina, where she was awarded a second scholarship to the Alvin Ailey Dance Studio in New York. From New York, she traveled to Paris, France to begin her performing career in 1979 at the Patrick Hernandez Revue, a disco theatre. Within a year, she had left to join her first band called The Breakfast Club. Madonna was the drummer, but her irrepressible urge for attention soon brought her out to center stage to sing. By 1980, Madonna had left the short-lived Breakfast Club to start her own band named Eminon, also known as Emmy. She worked full-time on demo tapes that attracted the attention of Adam Alter of Gotham Productions, to whom she signed a deal. Also, in that year, she was also given a movie role in the now notoriously low-budget film A Certain Sacrifice, a career move she would later come to regret. After an unfruitful year with Gotham, Madonna left, having failed to secure a record deal. Gotham Productions later sued the star for breaching her contract, but received only a small settlement. She hawked demo tapes around pubs and record labels for a while, promoting herself as a solo act. A big break happened when Mark Kamins, a DJ at the famous Danceteria, heard her tape and played it to an executive at Sire Records. By the end of 1982, Sire had signed Madonna and released her debut single, produced by DJ Kamins and titled Ain't No Big Deal. Her debut performance was a PA, lip-synced dance mime at the Danceteria Club. The first three singles were substantial club hits but failed to make much of an impact on the charts. Her first chart success came with the song Holiday, written by her then boyfriend Jellybean Benitez, which made the US Top 20. Her self-titled debut LP, Madonna, reached number 8 in the US album chart. The following batch of singles, including Lucky Star and Borderline, were all top 20 hits. By the fall of 1984, her album had sold over 1 million copies, making Madonna into enough of a star name to land her a role in the Susan Siedelman's film Desperately Seeking Susan, starring alongside Rosanna Arquette. Madonna celebrated that Christmas with the title track from her next LP, Like a Virgin, topping the American charts for 6 weeks. The album would follow up this success and reach the top of the US LP chart, and the second single from it, Material Girl, was a top 5 hit in America and Britain. In April of 1985, Madonna began her first live tour, playing to more than 355,000 fans in all. The support act was a little-known rap band calling themselves the Beastie Boys. Her second American number 1 single was the ballad Crazy for You, taken from the movie Vision Quest. Soon after this, she achieved her first British number 1 with Into the Groove from the soundtrack of Desperately Seeking Susan. During August of 1985, the re-release of Holiday was kept at number 2 in the UK chart by Into the Groove, which hogged the number 1 position. Only 3 other artists have ever occupied the UK number 1 and 2 chart position at once. Also in August, Madonna celebrated her 26th birthday by marrying Hollywood bad boy Sean Penn, the showbiz event of the year. Although it was intended to be a private ceremony, the couple were buzzed by a fleet of helicopters carrying film crews and newspaper photographers. Among the storm of publicity, the LP, Like a Virgin, finally topped the UK album chart, and the magazine Playboy and Penthouse published old nude photographs taken of Madonna when she needed the money back in 1977. The intrusion of reporters into their private lives may well have been one of the factors contributing to their marriage breakup. Sean Penn lost his temper with reporters on several occasions, once coming to blows and even knocking down a photographer from the Sun tabloid paper in his car. Madonna and Sean Penn starred together in the film Shanghai Surprise, and her Like a Virgin video EP became the best-selling music video in the UK. Due to a busy recording schedule, Madonna turned down an offer to star opposite Bruce Willis in the film Blind Date. The part was played by Kim Basinger instead. The single Live to Tell, taken from the Sean Penn movie At Close Range, topped the American charts in June of '86. The follow-up single True Blue hit number 1 in the UK and the USA in the following April. The single La Isla Bonita shot to the top of the charts, making Madonna the first female artist to have 4 UK number 1s. Later that year, she starred with Griffin Dunne and Sir John Mills in the film Who's That Girl, and had a number 1 hit in Britain and America with the title track. Madonna began the first decade of her career as a young girl with stars in her eyes, and finished up as a world-class superstar and hardened businesswoman who refused to play the title role in a movie version of Evita for anything less than $5 million. The part was later offered to Meryl Streep. However, Madonna was not long away from the screen, landing a major part in the Warren Beatty film of Dick Tracy. Her career has continued on its high-profile rise into the 90s. She is put behind the turbulent marriage with Sean Penn, who she still maintains was the love of her life, and been through an equally publicized and shorter affair with Warren Beatty. Her image has changed from the Minnie Mouse, squeaky-voiced girl with ribbons in her hair into a gold-basked blonde goddess of stage sex. Her lyrics and performances are more and more outrageous, resulting in threats of obscenity proceedings during a Blonde Ambition tour in some states in America. Up front, as always, her latest LP is called Erotica, and the video for the title track was so raunchy it could not be shown before 9 o'clock on British television. Her book of photographs titled Sex, scheduled to go on release at the same time as the album, was seized by the Director of Public Prosecution on its release in the UK and reviewed under the Obscene Publications Act. This, of course, was great publicity for the product and for Madonna herself. It depicts artistic and erotic images that she intended to enlighten and entertain her public. Madonna's phenomenal success, attained mainly through her own effort and business skills, has meant freedom to put on lavishly spectacular live shows that are more like theatre than pop concerts. She has also started up her own record label and is currently signing acts in the US and scouting Europe for others. Her latest film project is to be called Snake Eyes and will be directed by cult filmmaker Abel Ferrara, who was responsible for the notorious Driller Killer and the powerful, gritty and brutal King of New York. Madonna has established herself as the world's top female entertainer and will continue to confirm this role for many, many years to come, to the delight of her millions of fans and to the distress of many outmoded moralists. Madonna may be little misunderstood to some, but many more are eager to see what she'll do next. Whatever that may be, you can be sure you'll hear about it.
Each other's expenses, you know. And Betsy's, and the English tabloids, and the Prince's Trust, and Reverend Wildman, and Sean, Sandy. You said, you promised, you bitch. Well, then there we are. We don't know.